Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors, professionals, listeners, learners, the most honorable present Prime Minister Modi ji, respected ministers and managers, doctors, directors, all my dear friends, I heartily, cordially welcome all of you. It is really nice time, nice place, nice action. Today is the day of bringing revolutionary and visionary change in the field of agriculture, industry, communication, transportation, railways, post office, hospitals. It is being possible by the efforts of our all present rulers of our nation. Our Indian Holy Land is known by starters, creators, generators, operators. All great men, forefathers, freedom fighters, free thinkers, astronomers, astrologers came in India for the welfare of humanity. It is the message from the Indian Holy Land to the worldly people how a man can get peace of mind, tranquility of heart. Unity in diversity is the greatest feature of our holy culture, holy land. It is defined, explained by our all holy scriptures of this holy land. As you have heard, Indian land is the exclusive land which sets an example for the worldly people in the welfare of humanity, in the welfare of society. Whatsoever changes come in the nature, our Indians play a great role of humanitarian services. What is the concept of all holy scriptures of our holy land? We must accept on the basis of our logic or reason. I belong to God. That is not a fact to ponder upon, what rather should be acknowledged. 2 plus 2 is 4 only. What is in it ponder? If the mind is free of desires, attachment, aversion, but without any sentiment of belongingness towards God, then liberation will be attained, but God will not be experienced. Whereas there is desire, attachment, aversion in the mind, but the feeling of belongingness towards God is present, then God will be experienced. It means that impeccability is related to liberation, but belongingness is related to God. Surgiva was desirous, but he accepted that God belonged to him. The sentiment of belongingness is the most beloved to God. The relationship of belongingness with God is an essential cause in awakening eternal love. God is neither a man nor a woman nor a neutral, but still He is everything. That's why you can accept Him as father or a mother. Whatever relationship you want to embrace with God, God is ready to accept it. But accepting the relationship, the sentiment of belongingness develops. The sooner God is attained by belongingness, cannot be attained through exercise. The close relationship that your son has with you, a similar relationship a servant does not have. A servant is related due to work and profession, but a son is not related by work and profession. When the servant works well, you get satisfied, but even if the son is illiterate or inept, even then he has full right over his father's property. If you perform activities, then you become a servant, but if you establish belongingness with God, then you become a son. You must try and remember that we are a fragment of God, whom no one can be equivalent to, then how can anyone be greater than Him? So you must not get afraid of material illusions. We belong to God by remembering this. You will inherently acquire strength. We are not an orphan. We have a Lord. Remember this. Just because of not remembering God, you got disappointed and disheartened. Will the Lord employ His strength for Himself? Like a mother's milk is for her child and not for the mother herself. Similarly, God's strength is for us. Being a fragment of God, we are not feeble. However we are, we belong to God. He is a useless son, not a son. We belong to God. Then why should we worry? He who does not belong to God should worry. Nothing except God is mine. Accept this and you will be greatly benefited. There is nothing more joyous and blissful than this. This is the essence of all Shastras and teachings of all Sant Mahatmas. Chanting the Lord's name, bhajan, kirtan, etc. are not required. You may or may not have control over the mind, but at least accept this much that there is nothing else except God, which belongs to us. How is the Lord? We are not interested in that. However, He is ours, the protector of countless universes, that Paramatma is our Father. Then for what should we worry? If you accept that God is mine, I belong to God, then there will be a tremendous transformation in you. You will become carefree and fearless. Accept that God belongs to you and all your work is done. Not even a fraction of a task will be left for you to do. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, meditative yoga, bhakti yoga, etc. Nothing will be left. The striver will become complete with all objectives achieved, all knowledge earned and all desires fulfilled. He who is guardian of all countless cosmos, that God is mine. If this is accepted, then what else is left and now? And how is it left? The essence of love is belongingness. For those who are dear to us, we naturally tend to remember them. We remember our wife, son, and daughter because we love them. We have accepted our belongingness to them. If you want to love God, accept that He belongs to you, then you will naturally remember Him without any effort. Whatever you start liking, the mind automatically goes towards it. God is mine. The power that lies within us is not there in renunciation and austerities. Each and every soul is a child of God. 8.4 million forms of bodies and other bodily forms such as deities, fiends, demons, ghosts, ghouls are also God's children. If you just accept that we are God's child, then what stops you? Once you accept it, then most of your work is done. The state that is not achieved even after years of sadhana will be attained just by accepting this. We belong to God, we have been blessed with this incredible truth. Now, what else do we require? If we just don't forget our belongingness to God, then everything will become alright. We will experience Shitana Amla Samaja Sukharasi. We won't be required to perform sadhana. It will happen naturally. We belong to God if we remember this truth. Then impurities will not come close, they will run away. But if we forget this, then we will get surrounded by impurities. We belong to God. By accepting this, all of you can become a saint wherever you are. No one can interrupt you from this. Now belong to God, accept, show, and immediately become carefree, fearless, calm, and worryless. For instance, a son naturally, without even any education, has complete ownership over his father's property. Similarly, because of your belongingness to God, you will naturally inherit properties of God. When you will look at the Mahabharata, we notice that the Lord presented the Pandavas with gods favorable and unfavorable conditions in plenty. But it was incredible of the Pandavas that they never disrespected the Lord. Among the Pandavas, Bhimsen had a big mouth, but even he never spoke against the Lord. Such should be the Lord's admirers, whereas Duryodhana never developed any admiration for the Lord. He considered the Lord a clever and shrewd man. The Pandavas were incredible in the fact that even when conditions moved against their will, they will consider that the Lord belonged to them. Similarly, in situations happening against our will, we should still see that the Lord belongs to us. Numerous things are told concerning God, but those who wish to attain liberation should not dwell on. How is God? How not is He? The truth that delivers liberation is there is a God, and however He is us. The foremost thing is we have a Lord, we are not orphans. This truth should be firmly accepted. The most promising technique to experience God realization is I belong to God, mind, intellect belongs to nature. Therefore, if mind, intellect is unsettled, then that's nature's problem as I belong to God. As God is immortal, so I am also immortal. Since God never dies, then how can I die? That's why the saints have spoken, I belong to God, God belongs to me. This truth is greater than chanting the Lord's name or God's remembrance. This is true devotion. In deity, only he is devotee who belongs to God. He who belongs to God is not an ordinary person. A material person is ordinary. Objects and actions are related to this world. We are in no way related to them. While performing any action, remember that I belong to God. Then in what way should I perform this duty? Intuition will naturally emerge within your mind if you will love the Lord with an innocent heart. Then in what way you should be devoted? This will naturally occur within your mind. God is mind. This is a genesis for love. Love doesn't arise from renunciation, austerities, etc., but from belongingness towards the Lord. The truth is profound. After many years of delivering discourses, I became aware of this truth. Whatever belongs to us naturally becomes dear to us. We belong to God, God belongs to us. This is not an ordinary truth. Such devotion is of high status. There is no sadhana equivalent to it. We belong to God, God belongs to us. We have become aware of this. Not why will we take another verse? Most conclusive and essence of essence of all is the fact that only God is ours. Except Him, no one else is ours. God is ever present with us. Except Him, no one else stays with us forever. If you accept this truth, then it is greatly benefiting. What comes and goes never belongs to us, but God is always present with us in our departs. This is the essence of all the Shastras, Puranas, and Vedas. So behave with love with everyone, serve everyone, respect everyone, and honor everyone. but in your heart don't consider anyone yours. Within your heart consider only God as yours. If you acknowledge others as yours, then one day you will have to be to serve everyone is ours, but for ourselves no one is ours. For ourselves only God is ours. You may consider God as you may consider God as Saguna, Nirguna, Sakar, Nirakar, etc. Whatever you believe, but He is ours. But what I have told you, it is sense of which is not heard everywhere. If you say in front of Yamaraja, the deity of death also that I belong to God, then even Yamaraja will shiver. If you accept your relationship with God, then purity and piousness will naturally come to you. We belong to God. God belongs to us by merely uttering this. You will become pure naturally. We might be a disobedient child, but even then we belong to God. We just have to eradicate our disobedience. Sadhana that happens by the virtue of the body, that sadhana also is not valuable. From within, God is mind. The value that this has is not there in chanting, etc., performed by the body. A chaste wife doesn't say her husband's name, but does that diminish her love for her husband? Among hundreds of men, she finds only her husband as hers, being a fragment of God. You are one with the Lord, the body is one with the material world. If the body doesn't appear as ours, then Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga, all three will become effortless even after these many years of satsang. If we don't accept that the body belongs to the world and we belong to God, then what have we done? High talks like a pundit's wouldn't suffice. It is profound truth that till God is not realized, until then developing a relationship with anyone is dangerous. Then you haven't become free from existing relations, then why do you develop new relationships? All relationships have already become tough for you to break. Then what will your condition, what will your condition be if you develop new relationships? It will be an utter disaster. Formulating a relationship with anyone is a cause for downfall. Jadbharat developed a relationship with a deer, so he had to take a deer form. The words sabandha or relationships only means bondage in an excellent manner or in a great way. Formulation of a new relationship is a new danger. A man asked another, if I hold the tail of this mare, then what will you give me? The other replied that the mare herself will give it to you. She will kick you so hard that you will die. It is required of a striver or sadhaka that he must not develop a relationship with anyone. Whatever relationships exist, they are also not broken. Then why formulate new ones? A relationship with the material world is the obstacle. This truth is extremely rare. Keep your relationship only with God, whose fragment you are. Will you accept this or not? Acknowledge this or not? Or forget this altogether? Even then, your relationship with God will never break. If you accept your relationship with God, your sorrows will disappear. Whatever study I have done, the books I have gone through, another and after another pondering, it is the foremost truth that we belong to God. Accept this fact for eternity, and that I am not without the Lord, I belong to God. What I find most valuable for all in my view, I speak that also what is foremost in the view of the Vedas, Puranas, Shastras, and Sant Mahatmas. I speak that I don't speak against them and error might occur, but don't focus on that. The fact that it's special for us, friendly for us, individual for us, personal for us, profound for us, respectful for us, and beneficial for us is that our relationship is with the Lord, we belong to God. There is nothing as remarkable as this truth. Even the Lord has stated that every soul is my fragment. It is a request to everyone that you must accept God as yours. You just accept this truth and your improvement will happen automatically, whether you understand or not. Accept that we belong to God. Plenty of other facts are there as well. But I belong to God, this is His hands. That is why I repeatedly say this point. You may say that Swamiji keeps on reiterating the same thing that we belong to God, but even after repeated emphasis, if you don't accept, then how will you accept by stating it just once? So don't get fed up. Accept for God, nothing else is going to stay with you. Reside in this world with immense pleasure, but God is mine, do not forget this. Everything will then become alright. Renunciation, disinterestation, everything will happen by itself. And as an easy way to awaken devotion is to consider God as you as we see in the material world as well that whom a man considers as his own appears dear to him. We belong to God, God belongs to us. This is the essence. Every other point comes under this. Accepting God as our is a liberating truth, as by merely considering the Lord as ours, the Lord gets pleased. Therefore, you just accept God as your mother, father, brother, husband, son, friend, master, disciple, etc. Rama is my mother, Rama is my father, Rama is Lord, Rama is my Lord, Rama is my friend. Oh, the compassionate Rama is my all and all. I do not know any other except him. Indeed, I do not know any other. Thank you, all of you, those who are listening. I belong to God by holding this sentiment. Your ego will become connected to God, then devotion will become easy and supreme. Without altering the ego, devotion doesn't become greed. This is a principle. If you become God, then the realization of God becomes effortless. Otherwise, God realization will be difficult. Among us, all the difficulties faced in God realization, this is the foremost in this material world. Everyone loves just ostentatiously, but not genuinely. God is our dignity, the dearer the Lord is to us, no one is as dear as Him. The body appears good, but even that is not ours. I have studied books, I have also been in the company of friends, and wherever I go to hear God facts, good facts, I have been there as well after visualizing many facts, after reading, after listening, after understanding, and after contemplating. I have concluded that no one is equally dear to us as God is. I belong to God. This truth is the essence of all truths. To attain God and His love, belongingness is the main factor, and not austerity, charity, pilgrimage, fasting, etc. If you perform hundreds of austerities, vows, pilgrimages, fast, etc., Even then, nothing can be equivalent to belongingness with God. Belongingness with God is greater than chanting meditation as well. Chanting of God's name, contemplation of God, meditation of God, trance in God, greater than all of these is I belong to God, God belongs to me. The more firmly you trust this, the better your job will become. God is almighty, He can grant everything, He can do anything. So He is mine, He will help me, He will protect me. This desired sentiment must not be there. God is mine. That's it. Don't demand anything from Him, even if He graces by His appearance or not. That's His wish. Where is God? How is He? What does He do? What He doesn't do? These things are not that much required than belongingness. If He graces by His appearance, He is mine. If He doesn't grace by His appearance, so He is mine. If He provides joy, He is mine. If He provides grief, He is mine. If He puts me through any situation, even then God is mine. The situation is not mine. God is mine. Remember this one truth. Fix this is in your mind. Live every moment belonging to God. There are interruptions in chanting meditation, but there are no interruptions in belongingness. For instance, upon rising the sun doesn't have to illuminate, the illumination happens by itself. Similarly, upon becoming God's one doesn't have to work for the betterment. The betterment happens itself by God's grace. I belong to God, and as this sentiment grows firm, likewise remarkability will come within you, and exceptional joy will be there. The distance from God, the difference from God, and the distinction from God will dissolve. By not accepting God as ours, various and many new troubles will arise, and by accepting God as ours, all troubles will resolve. The entirety of the embodied souls are fragments of God. Therefore, this belief must be there with each one of us that we are God's beloved son, daughter. If you will accept yourself as God's fragment, then even without saying, listening, good qualities and virtuousness, righteousness will themselves come within you. Such qualities will appear within you. You only will get surprised. But this will happen by accepting your relationship with God. We belong to God. This is the essence, this is the essence of all truths. You may be a householder or renounced. If you accept God as yours, then you will become preeminent. Mirabai accepted God as hers, mere to Girjar Gopal, दूसरों न कोई मीराबाई neither gave birth to any son nor made any disciple, still even saints utter her name with the utmost respect. When this one objective will develop that I belong to God and I will proceed towards God, then Yamraja will become scared of you. Mighty flies will be scared of you. Flies will resolve by themselves only. No one will be able to conquer you. God will protect you until you have one objective decided. Till then, all flies will plunder you, trouble you. When a human takes refuge in a kind, when a human takes refuge in a king, then thieves, murderers start to become scared of him. You take refuge in God, and all flies will be scared of you. You will obtain the strength to conquer lust, anger, etc. Whatever relation with God seems appropriate to you, Accept that and become carefree. You formulate a relationship with God. This is an eminent strategy to develop love until you formulate a relationship with God. Till then, love will not arise. Accept God as yours and everything will become alright. Righteous thoughts will emerge themselves and those thoughts will be followed as well. Your body is a son of your mother, father, but yourself is a son of God. We belong to God. If you accept this truth, then your son is successful. Like a rich man, the son had pride within him. A king, the son had pride within him. Similarly, you should be proud that I am God's son. An easy and simple fact, God is mine. If God is called mine in such a way, then it impacts the Lord immensely, as strength for countless births and after serving and suffering in 84 lakh bodily forms. If the embodied soul utters, O Lord, I am yours, O dear Lord, you are mine, then it satisfies God immensely. God will be utterly pleased, as if God has found something that belonged to him but was lost from him. Those who tread on the might of their sadhana, they are mere laborers. A mother never waits the activities of her child that if he has worked this much, then I will feed him this much, I will love him this much. Waiting of activities is for a servant, that whatever work he has done, he will be paid accordingly. People after require riches, estates, splendor, etc. But God doesn't require anything. Thus, those who take refuge in their ability and worship, perform sadhana, ponder and contemplate, they all toil as laborers. Therefore, instead of depending on the might of your toiling, you must depend on the strength of belongingness to God. A wife is chaste from the self, not by consciousness. She doesn't become chaste by purifying her inner consciousness or antakarnam. Thus, marriage happens after the purification of the inner consciousness. This is an acceptance of the self. Acceptance has no connection with the pureness, impureness of the inner consciousness. Acceptance is of the self, not of the consciousness. If the self accepts God as his own, then what role will inner consciousness play? Will you accept that? Will you accept God as yours after? Will you accept God as yours after purification of the inner consciousness? I belong to the words, there is a great downfall in this. I belong to God, there is a great uprise in this. By having belongingness with God, you don't have to purposely leave the bodily practices, but it is left naturally. I am the body. If you accept so, then all flesh will come. But I belong to God. God is mine. If you accept so, then none of the flesh will come near you. If a striver or sadhaka performs all worldly obligations by believing himself as God's, then his worldly activities become alright and so will the activities for God. But if he performed all worldly obligations by believing himself as belonging to the world, then his worldly activities will not be alright and activities for God not be and activities for God will not even happen. God is ours, but not for our use. Instead, we are His use. It means that we should not take anything from the Lord. Instead, we have to give ourselves to Him. And even in the most difficult of circumstances, we have to consider it. Is a blessing sent by the Lord and remain delighted. Listening, contemplation, profound meditation, restriction of the eyes, nose, ears are not required. The fact is extremely simple. Girdhar Gopal is mine and nobody else. Nobody is ours except God. If it doesn't suit you, even then accept it. This fact is true. Do not consider this to be difficult. The embodied soul is a fragment of God. There is nothing as great as this fact. I express to you in folded hands that you must give importance to the fact that I belong to God. You must strengthen this determination. Nothing similar to this exists, has never existed, will not exist, and is impossible to exist. The best truth that has come under my opinion to attain salvation is we belong to God. We belong to God. If you accept so, then consider this as the best form of rickshaws or yams. If you give me alms for a lifetime, even it is not that much beneficial than accepting the single fact that I belong to God. We are not going to stay here, we have come here and we have to live like we stay in a traveler's inn. Similarly, we should consider ourselves here, even then this body is not ours, then who else is ours? Except for God, nobody is ours. Only God is ours. This is the first truth. This is the last truth, and this is the ultimate truth. After many years, this had suited me to consider God as ours. God is ours, and nobody else is ours. The truth is from my heart. Except for this, I don't know much. Thank you very much, all my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, trainers, doctors, directors, ministers, managers, advocates, advertisers, administrators, advisors, the Master Honorable President, Professor Moriji. All my dear friends, I heartily, cordially welcome all of you. Thank you, brothers. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see all of you. Nice to talk to you. Have a nice